All right, any second now, and we are live. Hey y'all, welcome to our streaming Sundays. We kind of want to do this Sundays because I was busy putting out a video yesterday. But we have Adrian, we have me, I'm Kevin, and Mario, a longtime watcher, just like y'all, longtime community member in our Facebook group and our YouTube channel. So we want to bring him on to just discuss the biggest topics in the space. And while I give y'all a few minutes to roll in, if you guys can see this, we want to bring him on to just discuss the biggest topics. The live stream agenda and topics for today. You see the four themes: Ethereum breaking out, Safemoon, is it actually safe? That's the big question, guys. Tether, is it now legitimate? Is that guy who's called Bitfinex, who hates on Tether as his life mission, is he finished? Is he bit finished now? And then lastly, Coinbase stock. We talked about that last week and the week before. It dropped quite a bit, okay? Quite a bit. And we're going to talk about if it is now a buy, if it's a juicy price now. So if you guys are here, give us a shout out in the live chat. Adrian will be checking those periodically, so just gonna answer your questions, just discuss with y'all. Be sure to give us a shout out in the live chat if you can hear us all right. And yeah, guys, while we're waiting for people to trickle in, what are your thoughts on the market, right? Bitcoin showing a little bit signs of price weakness, like people were saying it could go down further. It dipped under 50K briefly. What are your general feelings of the crypto markets right now, today?
Oh, I didn't check the charts, to be quite honest, this weekend. I don't check charts every day. I know it was on a pretty heavy correction, but I'm not so concerned about it, if I'm totally honest.
So it's interesting because the fundamental analysts say everything is fine and said that we have pretty great fundamentals and like strong hodlers at the 50K level. But the technical traders who purely look at the charts say there's a lot of signs of weakness, that they think we're going to go lower to like the 40K range or so forth. So it's
Yeah,
quite,
it could happen, but I'm of the opinion that that's going to be temporarily only. So yeah, I don't really, usually I don't really care about that so much, unless there is something that's fundamentally changing, but I don't see that now, to be honest.
yeah, the fundamental traders better be right, because I had a little bit of dry powder per se. I bought a little bit at 60K and a little bit at like 53K. I'm like, shit, I don't have that much dry powder left to like use to buy Bitcoin if it goes lower. So I'm holding on. I'm not going to buy any more right now. If it goes into like the mid 40s, and I'm going to smash the rest in, but I have a little bit left and I'm not going to spend it right now.
Yeah,
Okay,
and just to
so
echo,
you're
like
waiting.
to what Adrian was saying, yeah, there has, like, when you look at the charts and maybe you try to kind of look like kind of what's been happening in the years past, right? And one trend that's been in the crypto space is like, March and April. There's always this correction, right? The doom. And I know we're gonna touch later, on Ethereum, especially like about, Peter Brandt's tweet, right? About the volume that's due compared to previous years. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not something like, yeah, there's no groundbreaking news. Some people have even tried to tie, I don't know what your thoughts are, in a weird way, kind of, the self-driving car accident that Tesla had, and Tesla's invested into Bitcoin as kind of having something to do, like, oh look, their stock price wasn't affected. Oh, but it affected Bitcoin. It has something to
Oh,
do.
I
Like
see. I
they're
see.
unloading some Bitcoin to pay for the accident. But that's just FUD and going into
Yeah.
again what social media can try to misinterpret. So it's good to what Adrian said.
So you brought up a great point. That Peter Brandt tweet, I want to take a look at very soon. But for those joining us, we have a lot of people trickling in. Thank you guys for joining. This is our agenda for the live stream today. We're going to talk about Ethereum breaking out, we're talking about Safemoon and our honest opinions. We're going to talk about Tether. Is it now legitimate? And Coinbase's stock dropping quite low. And is it time to buy? So here is the agenda for y'all. While you're trickling in, if you don't mind giving us a quick like and subscribe if you're a new viewer. We try to do these every weekend. Hope Adrian and I are always here. Hope to have Mario join us several times in the future and other people as well. But okay, so let's go to our first topic. And this is the one that made me kind of think about this whole topic. Let me go here 1 second. So let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
So
Yes, I see it good.
Raul Pal said, to be brutally honest, I stare at the chart of ETH BTC and see an enormous rounded bottom with potentially huge breakout just above. And then I'm going to read some of his other analysis because it's going to tie into kind of our own thoughts in a bit. But when you price up anything in DeFi, NFT, community tokens, or even metaverse worlds, everything is basically priced in ETH, including designers' times. ETH is rapidly becoming the currency of the digital world, and BTC is the pristine collateral and base layer. I like that way of putting it.
Yes.
It gives respect to Bitcoin, but still shows the other innovation going on. The ETH space is growing at 100% year over year and is attracting a massive proportion of developer talent and applications. That's no surprise. ETH has always dominated dev talent and devs working on it. That's one thing that the other chains like EOS and Cardano or whoever else, Tron, they have a ton of money from raising ICO funds from us retail folks, but they're not able to get the developers on there. So that's the thing. And Peter Brandt, I don't know if y'all know him, but he is a well-respected, long-time chart trader who trades a lot of Bitcoin stuff, but also trades like just regular markets, futures, FX trader since 1975. He is a very well-respected chart trader, technical analyst, and he says that he sees it the same way. So
He got some spot on chart analysis about Bitcoin in the past, right?
yeah, definitely. He's well respected. I mean, he says some kind of conspiracy theories too. I'm not going to get into that, but it is quite interesting though that everyone shares this view. 1 sec. So let's take a quick look at the actual charts right here. You guys see this?
Yes, if you zoom out a little.
So this is on a Tani, and
I think you have to zoom out a little bit more because part of the chart is behind our. All right, that's
is this
another
better?
solution. Yes.
Okay, so this is a Tani, and they did sponsor us in the past, but they're a really cool tool. I like them to kind of be a one-stop trading terminal to connect to all my exchanges. But anyways, the charts, ETH, BTC, and this is on Coinbase Pro. You can view it on other exchanges too, but I like Coinbase Pro. This is the 1 day, and you can see, Adrian, you said there was a drop. You asked me a few days ago if there was a drop after that correction, but it's still on the breakout right now.
Let me see.
It's still, you see that,
right.
yeah, the breakout is still intact. I know you swung into this trade, and I don't know, like here or something like that, but you're up regardless, so that's pretty good. Maybe take a little bit of profits, swing back into Satoshis. But
No,
it's,
I have higher. It's a longer term trade, so I have higher price targets.
if you don't mind me asking, where did you enter? Did you enter around the lows or in
I
this
don't.
like consolidation phase?
I don't remember. Probably in.
Well, like how long
It's
ago?
perhaps around that consolidation phase, but then earlier, before the yeah, before the bottom.
Before this bottom?
Because I was already in around February,
Oh,
March, something like there maybe somewhere over
okay.
there.
But you're still up though. You're still up like, I don't know, how much is this? Like
Yeah, I
15
think
15%,
probably
15% or
yes.
so.
Yeah. And then if you go down to the back where you were on that tweet, Kevin, for Peter Brandt.
Yeah.
Um, so he has some interesting data. Of course, this is all live and developing in as of 6 hours. If you go to the beginning of his chart, he has a good kind of, he's been comparing like these three for like the past years, and that's on Peter Brandt's Twitter page,
Okay. Going to
and
his
then also
Twitter
wanted
page.
Adrian's thoughts on his tweets. It should be the 6 hours ago.
Oh, so a recent one. Ah,
Yes.
right here, right here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, and what was going on?
Yeah. So on this one, well, he's just kind of going like through the average of the times and the decline. It's more related towards BTC, and he's going into like the days it takes, right? So it'd be like the minus 35%, for example, and they'll go through like a 19-day cycle. And then if you go to his tweet from April 22nd, it'll say like we have liftoff. This is again the Ethereum, comparing it to 2018, 19, 20, where we're at. And there could be a point where we're going to see a possible uptrend. And I don't know. And again, Adrian, I know you mentioned you don't like, yeah, that's the one. You don't like to look kind of at the charts. But what would be a good way? So we're looking at these charts right now. What would be a way where we can try to look at what type of data to like kind of validate this analysis? What type of information would we have to look for?
You're asking Adrian?
Adrian or
I'm not
Kevin. So
sure.
like when we're seeing these charts, right? So we see this, it's like, okay, and then what other trends can we identify outside of these charts
Yeah, yeah, that's a
to
great
either
question.
validate or just see that it's, you know what I mean? Or just see that, oh, is this legit, or is this just a speculation, or what are things, for the audience to look for?
Yeah, yeah, that's a great
Of
point.
course,
And that brings me to what I was thinking about, right? Like, why is this breakout happening? And some people say it's purely technicals, right? The chart trader said there's no reason. It's just purely set up by the historical price action and like gone through some consolidation and it's time to break out, essentially. But I think there are some potential like fundamental reasons that I like. Let me pull up a few pages for y'all right here, like NFT related, some institutional related, and one sec. Let me pull them up and okay, I have it here, and y'all can see my screen, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay, so this is DeFi Pulse, and total value locked USD in DeFi is over 55 billion, and it's pretty much near all-time high, essentially, like a little bit under, probably since the wait, let me flip myself, since the correction that started a few days ago. But DeFi is doing really well. People are locking their money in
It's clearly
protocols.
it, it's clearly in an uptrend.
Yeah, yeah. So this is really healthy, and this is mostly on Ethereum, right? I mean, there's some people on new chains like Binance Smart Chain is the new kid on the block, but also maybe some people like go to Binance Smart Chain, get in those crazy like pump and dump tokens, make some profits, and they're like, this is interesting. Maybe we want to like get serious about this and look into like the originals or the more powerful decentralized projects on Ethereum, and they flow over in terms of
But
like the total value locked from
but
BSC to
why do you think they go to Binance Chain first?
because they have stuff like Safemoon over there
Oh, right.
that we're going to talk to in a bit. So let's not get to Safemoon yet. Hold your thoughts on that. We're going to get to Safemoon, but Binance has all
Because
of those clones and forks and everything, and it's cheap, right? It's really cheap to buy stuff on Binance in terms of no gas fees or very low gas fees. So they go there. The newbies go there. They buy Safemoon, make some profits, and perhaps, and I don't have the stats to back this. I wish I did in front of me, but perhaps some of the value locked flows over to Ethereum, first starting in the Binance Smart Chain as a more noob-friendly, like honeypot per se.
Because originally, of course, people would flow into cryptocurrency through Bitcoin, and then they would expand to Ethereum, and only after that they would get into all kinds of crazy altcoins, right? So,
Yeah, but
uh,
things are different
now
though.
and now you say it's like the opposite direction. But why would people now go to Ethereum while like gas prices are impossible to pay? So
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I totally agree. And I think people are not necessarily flowing into like Bitcoin first these days, just because the infrastructure is so much better. And so like for Binance Smart Chain, you can download a wallet on your mobile phone, buy BNB or whatever, and then swap for Safemoon, like so easily. So it's
so you think people skip the step of Bitcoin actually?
yeah, they skipped the step of Bitcoin. It's much easier. Like before we had to buy Bitcoin first and
Yeah.
then like trade for other stuff on like Bittrex or Poloniex. Now it's like so much easier just to do it like from your mobile
Mhm.
But
phone.
but but then when you still want to liquidate to fiat, right? When you deal with like Coinbase, right? People are still retracing back their steps and going back to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Time to get up the gains, right? So even if you're on projects like that, when it comes to liquidity, you still got to move back to those two main cryptocurrencies, correct?
Yeah. Yeah, you still got to go back
Well,
if you want to
liquidity
cash
and
out.
fiat.
Exactly.
And also,
Exactly.
I have a question for you. I've seen in a lot of, in these BSC chain cryptocurrencies, right? Then going back to DeFi, some users will also make a mistake where they'll try to trade that coin and like an exchange like Uniswap or Sushi Swap, right? From what I understand, Pancake Swap is the one that can deal with the BSC chain, not those two
Yes.
other ones. And some
Yes.
users are kind
Right.
of having that mess up.
Yeah, Pancake Swap, you can use that with BSC chain like tokens. And also it's like BSC is a fork of Ethereum essentially. So you can use MetaMask to connect to BSC, but just don't send it to the wrong address. Don't send it to your Ethereum address, or it's going to be lost. By the
Yeah, you have to
way,
be on the right chain.
yeah, exactly, on the right chain. One other fundamental reason why ETH may be on its up move, I have it right here. Let me share my screen again. So, surprisingly, Ethereum ETFs are here too. Remember how Canada had its Bitcoin ETFs Gold Rush? They launched one, like the Purpose Bitcoin ETF, and then like two or three others came real fast. Real fast. Like Canadian, their regulators are just having a party, I guess. they're, they're, they're going nuts, but now they have new Ether ETFs. And I think that's the same as like Bitcoin, right? They say Bitcoin ETFs would make it more amenable to the institutional investors who don't want to sign up for an exchange account, hold their own crypto. They don't care about that. They want easy, regulated, custodied access
Right.
to these assets. So maybe this is a way for on-roads to Ethereum. And I know people said that the institutions only want Bitcoin and not Ether. But I challenge that assumption because this is just one data point. But like Mark Cuban, big businessman, he has mostly Bitcoin too, but he owns a lot of Ethereum because, quote, he thinks it's the closest to a true currency. And he's like been playing around with a lot with DeFi protocols, with NFTs. Like half the stuff he tweets about these days are DeFi or NFT related. And so yeah, I think
Yeah.
his view of Ether is potentially indicative of some other like funds or institutions who will want to buy Bitcoin through Bitcoin's ETF in like Canada or wherever else, GBTC. But I think they will want, at least in the future, an allocation in Ether too, and that
Yeah.
So
may
And
since
then
when? So
go.
since when is Canada approving Ethereum ETFs?
I believe on April 17th, they were
Oh,
all
so
approved to launch Ether ETFs. I don't know if they actually launched for trading yet, but it's from the same
so
company, Purpose
that's very
Investments.
recent.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Well,
And one thing, I'll try not to be too salty here, but I remember when Bitcoin maximalists told all of us, very bombastically, by the way, that Bitcoin dominance was going to go to like 90% and never drop under 50% ever again. I don't have receipts right now, but I swear there were so many people, Bitcoin maximalists, Adrian, or maybe you didn't say that exactly, but you said
no,
something like,
absolutely did not say
you
that.
said something like highly
yeah.
unlikely. You said something like that because I know you usually like to hedge your statements and give some nuance. You don't like to be super like guarantee, but you probably said highly unlikely because the uptrend was let me see if I can pull up. Okay, let me pull up CoinMarketCap real quick. The uptrend. Okay, so BTC is a little bit above. Okay, where is total market cap excluding Bitcoin? No, dominance right here. Okay.
Mhm.
So, like, dang, that was a long uptrend from the whole bear market. Bitcoin reached like 70 something plus percent. It was like alts
Yeah.
were just bleeding value. And the trend then, like, it's undeniable, right? Like, people can, Bitcoin maximalists looked right. They had all the momentum with them during this huge increase in Bitcoin dominance, and they were saying around this point, like, oh, it's going to break 70, it's going to go to 90 and never come back down. But that's looking like not the case. Look at this massive drop recently. And
Now for those listening, what's the difference between like dominance and market cap and price? Because some people will be like, well, how is it below 50% dominance? Look at the price of Bitcoin, right? So how
yeah,
would you clarify that explanation for the listeners?
that's a great question. Dominance is just like take Bitcoin's market cap and add up all the other cryptocurrencies market caps. That equals 100%, right? Like Bitcoin market cap, Ethereum's, Binance coins, Litecoin, Ripple, everything, even like the small ones, add them all up and then take Bitcoin's market cap divided by the total number. That's his dominance.
Okay, cool.
And then you compare it to the other percentages of market share of the total market.
So Adrian, your swing
So,
trade may be really good if history rhymes and we go on another like huge alt season
well,
like this.
that's actually the whole idea about it. I mean, I do expect at some point that Ether will make a huge rally. I mean, I don't know about any future perspectives, but I do expect somewhere in this bull market that Ethereum is also going to make a big rally because so far it hasn't really gone very high yet compared to other altcoins that already passed their all-time highs.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
Ether is not even really started yet. So
That
I
is
do
the
have
huge
some
question.
expectations.
That's the huge question on my mind. Can Ether regain its all-time high in BTC? Like, Obviously, Ether is going to make crazy all-time highs in terms of USD value, but regaining all-time high with BTC ratio, now that is difficult. But if it does, we're going to see like 20,000 ETH or something insane if it does.
And when it hits
Yes.
that high, with the issues that we keep seeing with like gas prices and scalability, is that gonna just make it worse? Because ETH, just to add to what Adrian was talking about, before, we were talking about liquidity, right? In the past, people tend to move a lot towards Coinbase and Bitcoin and things like that. But now, if once you get out of these, BSC tokens and you go to something into Ethereum, and then you go into things like NFTs, or you go into the, DeFi exchange, where there are a lot of ERC20 tokens. So is that dominance of Ethereum based on more like as it gets adopted and there's more like use case for it?
Yeah, potentially.
Like with things like smart contracts and like adaptive features.
Yeah, I mean, so you're saying that like adoption will drive the next rally?
Yeah, is that more of what we're seeing compared to towards the other like altcoin season? Like, is there more adaptability, especially with the introductions of like things like NFTs?
Yeah, potentially. Potentially. I think
Cool.
it definitely has the most applications and adoption. And look, this is new all-time highs. Okay, that's cool. That's to be expected. But
Hmm.
like we're saying, BTC
So that's in
ratio.
USD. Yeah.
Yeah, BTC ratio.
Yeah.
If Ether is able
It,
to regain all-time high in BTC ratio, which I'm not, honestly, I give it like a 30% chance, to be honest,
yeah.
to regain all-time
I have
high.
my price targets definitely lower. I have an ambitious goal as well, but my most of the price targets are lower. But still, I hope to make a very nice rally.
If it hits all-time high BTC ratio, that would be some insane value. I said 20K. That's only what, like 10x right now? No. If it reached all-time high in BTC ratio, it's probably like, I mean, like 40K or something like that. Something ridiculous like that. Not saying that that's
As
going to
you,
happen. Not saying that's going to happen, but if it reaches all-time high BTC ratio, I think the USD value would be something insane, like 40K.
it's going to depend on the price of Bitcoin as well, obviously. Then,
Yeah, exactly. But that's only going to happen in like peak bull season. ETH is not going to like outperform in like the depths of the bear market. That would be weird.
And then going back to what we were talking about Mark Cuban, right, and getting into his adoption of Bitcoin. He also had some interesting interviews where he says he's learning himself Solidity.
Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, to work with smart contracts and everything. So could that be? I know we're gonna, and then I do apologize if we're jumping like the topics. Just let me know to stay on topic, starting on tangents. Um, is that now also another thing that has people looking out for, like, hey, look at the smart contract, look at the dApps that are behind it, get more, you know what I mean, and that gets more people speaking about Ethereum. And then I want to go back to Adrian, on his major things of Bitcoin. Do you feel like the Hyperledger could be like the smart contract to Ethereum's? I mean, sorry, Hyperledger could be the Bitcoin's smart contract to Ethereum's. I don't know what I'm trying to make an example of, but like of adoption, like in the institutional or like enterprise space.
Enterprise Hyperledger's enterprise version of Ethereum.
Yeah, but what's the okay? Yeah, with Ethereum, I'm trying to think of what's the term for when they use it, but on the Bitcoin blockchain.
Use smart contracts, you mean?
Yeah, but smart contracts, that's more on Ethereum,
Right,
but
right.
like in the application of Bitcoin.
I mean, usually they just use it as like a reserve currency, right? Like Tesla
Okay,
just
so the
holds it
reserve currency.
holds it in their
Okay,
balance sheet. But yeah,
okay.
Mario, I know
So
you
so
had
Bitcoin doesn't have its version like that of Ethereum. Sorry, I was just making sure. Does Bitcoin have any other way of adoption besides being used as a currency. Sorry.
No, I think it's just really good at that. It's just really good at being a store of value, collateral, hardest money we've ever seen. And
Cool.
that's why funds are buying it. Companies are buying it.
Yes.
But yeah, I know you had some things you want to share about NFTs, right? That might be driving Ethereum's breakout too. Do you want to?
Yeah.
Did you want to like
Yeah.
share your
So
screen or just talk about it?
So if I just
I
before we continue, I have to admit that my live chat wasn't updating, so we do have a lot of live chats.
okay. Let's go to the live chat. Sorry about
Okay,
that.
let's go to the live chats, guys. Okay,
Yeah.
let me read this real quick. Okay, Adrian used to give $10 ETH. Hello, Eric. It's good to see
Yeah.
you. Long time member too.
Yeah. I remember that too.
Get Ethereum
Those
fees
10
down.
ETH.
DeFi will blow up. Absolutely, because people want to buy, but we can't because it costs $50 to $70 to buy like $100 worth of tokens. It's not worth it. Let's bash on Safemoon in a bit. Let's talk about Safemoon in a bit, right after NFTs. BNB, Poodle, okay, Safemoon. Yeah, that's not a good project. Let's see, Regal Coin. Oh, I remember Regal Coin. That was one of the old like 2018, 2017 scams. That I forgot about that. I forgot about that
Yes.
so much. Also, like all the cloud mining ones, I forgot about those too. What's a rug pull? Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, that rock pool that's going to be discussed at the Safemoon, I
Okay.
think.
Well, major China FUD. I mean, China FUD always comes and goes, right? It's pretty recycled, but I can't. I mean, unless they like commandeer all the miners and like turn them off all at once or something, I think we'll be okay.
Right. Right. That will be a temporary setback, but very likely at other points, miners will pop up and take it over, right? So,
Yeah, and guys, just a quick reminder, here's our live stream topics. Thank you all for being here today. We like to do these live streams every weekend, maybe on Saturdays, maybe on Sundays, but every weekend. And if you enjoyed this so far, please give us a quick like and subscribe if you haven't already. We are in the middle of talking about Ethereum. Mario's going to share some thoughts about NFTs and the latest. Then we're going to talk about Safemoon, which I know a lot of y'all in the chat are eager to debate. And we might have some opinions there, but let's wait for that for a sec. Tether and then Coinbase. So we got a lot. Mario, let's dive into yours real quick.
Yeah. So just my thesis that I'm having on NFTs. I want to go more into like like if I make a drawing of a dog and then I go ahead and deploy it on the NFT, right? What I just want to address is, for example, the existing revenue stream that's currently coming up and how companies are using NFTs to replace that. So one popular aspect is in ticket sales, right? So right now, I'm just looking quickly at Live Nation's reports, right? Fourth quarter reports from 2019, right? Pre-pandemic, right? Where they were pulling in, $11.5 billion in revenue from, ticket sales worldwide, the operating income and things like that. If, even a percentage of that gets adopted into the NFT space, so, you have companies that are working with Live Nation to introduce tickets as an NFT, right? And then the cool thing within the NFT is that you can actually make it on the contract where the NFT is non-transferable, right? So that addresses many issues with scalpers, right? With scalpers and transfer of tickets and
Interesting.
verifying membership, right? So that's on one, right? So you can have, if you have payment processors just migrating to the NFT, right? And then of course there's issues dealing with that, like the gas fees and how that would go. That's good for discussion. So that's number one. And then you have artists, like for example Post Malone, right? He's mixing his NFT experience onto his live streaming platform.
Interesting.
I think I sent you the link on that, Kevin, if you wanted to share that.
I don't have
Um,
that available or open right now. I turned off my chat.
no worries. So 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 we have that aspect, and then also Tom Brady
Yeah, I saw Tom
created
Brady's.
his good. So he created his own NFT. So just to jump, I know each one has its own topic, but like in the sports collectibles, so he's got the CEO of like DraftKings on there. People from senior at VP um, of Apple, and so just to wrap that up, those are two completely things, right? Like collectibles and cards and athletes bringing it in. But what are your thoughts of like as far as the liquidity for NFTs if it takes over for an existing model that has a high market cap?
And what
Its
is
survivability in that space.
and what's the existing thing that you're mentioning that
The
they'll
the
take over?
so the existing is like, for example, for live events, for tickets, right? Tickets of payments, representative of
I
tickets,
see.
albums, right? Digital albums, music, and then
Yeah.
also for the baseball collectible market or any trading card like that each athlete can deploy their own line of the cards now.
Yeah, I mean, I like all the innovation going on in the NFT space. I'm not too huge of a fan of just purely like creating a JPEG file and like selling that NFT. But I think things like concert tickets, like other use cases, like membership tokens, things like that, I think those are very interesting and could help capture a lot of value, like you were saying.
I
Yeah,
also
because
am
of
still of the opinion.
Go ahead.
I'm
go
also
for
of the
go for it,
opinion
Ethan.
that NFTs are also important in the gaming market, right?
Yeah, gaming too, for sure. For sure, for
That's a
sure.
big market too for NFTs, and that's, I believe, also why they were initially even invented for.
Yep. And I want to move on
Magic
because,
Crypto says,
yeah, I want to
Magic
move
Crypto
on
says
Let's see.
to
that
Safemoon
Ooh,
it,
juicy
because,
comment, Kevin.
okay,
Thoughts on PancakeSwap outperforming Uniswap? Is this a short-term trend or a serious threat? Well,
um,
it says serious threat to ETH. I'm like,
I'll give you a TLDR since I want to move on and we're going to have too
oh,
long of a stream if we do talk about these for too long. But, anyways, I think TLDR is, I think it's only a short term thing because a lot of stuff going on in PancakeSwap is being directly funded and reimbursed by Binance. So it's not necessarily like purely organic like Uniswap's captured value is. But anyways, Safe Moon, guys. This is the debate, right? And I hope you guys don't like hate us too much. And we're always open to new ideas and thinking, and not want to be too dogmatic about everything. But don't necessarily have the best opinions of SafeMoon, even though it's going crazy, like on our Facebook group, on our crypto Twitter, and YouTube comments. It's all SafeMoon, 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 like 20 posts in a row. Where can I buy SafeMoon? All the newbies who just joined crypto want to buy SafeMoon, and it's on the Binance Smart Chain and PancakeSwap ecosystem. Actually, speaking of the devil, SafeMoon is on there. And let's just do a quick thing, okay? So they architect a lot of things to make people like them, per se, like fair launch, supposedly fair launch, which means the devs didn't pocket all the tokens, automatic liquidity, static rewards. You can just like hold and you get more tokens in your wallet through their like tax, like their 10% tax per se. And so they've done some things so far, like exchanges, NFT exchange, video game integrations, African markets. That's these are some of the language that I don't like because I've seen like scams before use that exact language. Like, we're gonna expand internationally. We're going to do video games, NFTs, whatever, all the buzzwords, right? DeFi.
right.
And I want to be clear here. I don't necessarily think they are a pure scam like BitConnect was. but maybe more accurately categorized as like a rug pull or pump and dump or something like that. Because I think to be fair, there are some things that make them not necessarily the same type of like scam per se, if that makes sense.
And then Kevin, going
Right.
through their smart contract, right? If the NFT feature is not added from the beginning, right? How would they be able to add that functionality if their smart contract's already deployed on the mainnet?
Yeah, I mean that's a great question, to be honest. I don't know. They might have to like fork it or just do some other types of integration, or I'm not sure. That's a good question.
Can you
Yeah,
go
because what I'm
to
understanding is
the
that it's immutable.
Yeah, so I know you're talking about looking at their contract. I'm on BSC scan right now, and you know what's
Mhm.
impressive? They have 1,333,160 holders right now. That is a lot. Like, look
addresses?
at addresses, yeah. But
Yeah,
look at, like, I mean, for comparison, I have to go to Etherscan, right?
yeah.
Etherscan.io. I'm going to give you a quick comparison of, like, I don't know, what's a popular project, like Chainlink or something. Chainlink token right here. Chainlink has less than half of the holders. You'll see this?
Wow.
That and
Yeah.
Safemoon just started recently too. Like when did it start? Like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
That is its meteoric viral rise. This is what I'm talking to you guys about. Like everyone on Facebook, like all the newbies are like, buy Safemoon, buy Safemoon. I know even people
So
outside of my crypto groups, they're like, I put $500 in the Safemoon and turn it into like 10,000. So
so
everyone's
where does
FOMOing.
all that ho so where does all that hype come from? I mean, there are many coins that are making like big gains, but we don't see the same kind of hype going. So where does it come from?
I think it's the
What's so unique?
combination of things, right? Like, I have a few examples. Like, okay, so it's deflationary, right? So if you want to trade or spend your Safemoon, you get like a 10% tax, and then a cut of that goes directly to holders' wallets. So that's like
Yep.
something they like, and then it's like fair launch, and then it's like they can say they bought like a DeFi token, and then also just a price action, right? Like people were like get in early and you can get massive gains. And there were like multiple pumps already. If you just scroll in, like pump
Yeah,
one,
so
pump two.
so one
And they
of the
put a
things
safe
that I
lock.
would
It says in their smart contract for like 4 years.
Yeah, so they do a lot of stuff to paint the picture that they're the good project, the safe project. But
But sorry, Adrian, you were saying something. Sorry, I think I interrupted you.
yes, because I read from their white paper. However, almost always the token suffers from the inevitable valuation bubble, which is then followed by the burst and the impending collapse of the price.
they wrote that in the white paper.
Yeah, this
Hmm.
is why
They
we have seen the mass adoption of static rewards, also known as reflection, a separate concept that seeks to eliminate the troubles caused by farming rewards. So it seems like they view pump and dump as something they don't want to be involved in, but or that they try to prevent with their setup or their tokenomics, but that's seems to be not really working out. Or
So one other thing I don't really like is just how misleading their like PR is. And it's not necessarily only them, but a lot of the other followers are like they're going on Binance. Look at this Instagram post. Like they're listed on Whitebit and Bitmart, some random smaller exchange. They're like, "Oh, they're going on Binance and then Coinbase." Like, come on. I would bet any Safemoon fan so much money, like thousands of dollars in Bitcoin, that Safemoon will never be listed on Coinbase. Never ever listed on Coinbase. I swear, if Safemoon is ever listed on Coinbase, I will sell all my crypto and quit. It's never gonna be listed on Coinbase. That is for sure. They're like,
But
oh,
that's
on
what we were
Twitter.
thinking of. That's what we were thinking of
It would
Tether
be
as
big
well, right?
for
That's what we're thinking of. What?
Tether.
it,
But Tether is way different than like
I
something
hope
like this,
so.
though.
and can you imagine how big this would be for Binance if SafeMoon were to get listed on Coinbase? It would be the first BSC coin, I believe, right? Because Coinbase doesn't currently support the Binance chain.
It does not. It does not. A few other thoughts though about Safemoon, and so one thing that is interesting is that their developers did a live stream and showed their faces. So that is one thing that makes them different from like BitConnect or Bit or Regal Coin or all those random ones where it was like anonymous teams, you know, and then they just exit scammed. So these guys are like either crazy or like I don't know what, but these devs, if it's illegal, I'm not sure. Is this illegal? Is the question, right? Is it illegal to print your own token like this and just like I'm sure they've made millions already. Even if they didn't have like too much of the tokens, I'm sure they've made millions. Is it illegal? Because if it is, they've showed their faces. We know their identities essentially. But another thing I don't like about these is that it's so easy. Like it's kind of whatchamacallit, inspired by Dogecoins like Meme, Rise, and whatnot. But Safemoon is so easy. All of these are so easy to fork. Like first we had Safemoon, and then we had Safe Mars. Check this out. Safe Mars. Same price action. And then we have another one. Moon token. Where's Moon token? Right here. These are all similar too. Moon token. Okay, this one's a little bit newer, I
They have
guess.
like similar tokenomics.
Yeah, it's all deflationary, fair launch, all that stuff. People just print it, and then they go on Reddit, they go on Twitter, they go on Bitcoin Talk to like shill, and then like make millions. And look, this is a new one, Elon Gate. This was like a funny tweet made by Elon Musk. He's like, when there's a scandal that I'm part of, it's going to be called Elon Gate. So someone minted a token called Elon Gate, and now there's a fully diluted market cap of $500 million with a volume of 13 million. Like, my biggest question is like, is this illegal to do, right? Can you just mint these tokens, shill it, and then essentially exit for millions? Look at this. Elon Gate beat Wrapped BNB 14 million volume on PancakeSwap. I want to talk to a lawyer. I want to interview a lawyer and ask them if it's legal to do this. Because then we should just mint our own, like Kevin, Adrian, and Mario coins. It has to be a meme, but you get the idea.
Yeah,
and then this also speaks onto. Oh, go, Adrian. Sorry about that.
Yeah, that most of that is taking place on those decentralized exchanges like PancakeSwap, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's. We're probably going to have some regulators coming in and on that as well somewhere in the future because it's clearly getting out of hand, right?
Yeah, potentially. But if it's totally anonymous, then what can you really do about it? Right.
Yeah, I want to say that we have our first live chat.
Oh, wow. We have a lot of spam going on here, too.
Yeah, I wanted to mention that as well, but I don't have any access to.
I can't turn on. Doesn't look like I can turn on. Whatchamacallit. Okay. Anyways, Anyways, let's just go on. Sorry, guys. I'm going to turn on
Yeah.
slow mode next time. But for now, I am not going to manage the live chat. It's a little bit crazy there. Okay, so
And Kevin,
yeah,
oh,
go
I
on.
just wanted to touch on real quick on ICOs and these coins, right? There was a good interview that Jason Calacanis, yeah,
Yeah, I know
Calacanis
him.
did. Uh, you know him, right? Yeah, he's a real cool angel investor in Silicon Valley, and he talked about, he's had startups pitching on ideas, right? And he doesn't invest. And then later they'll come to him 3 months, later, and the startup's off the ground. They've bootstrapped, very good amount of money, and then he goes and he goes, I know you, like, your startup wasn't. He's like, oh, we just did an ICO. Yeah, we just did an ICO to raise funds, and we moved that way. So do you think that can be a whole nother branch, as startups and VCs maybe can use that as a way to gather money, and crowdsource that way? And then is there going to be a new space where, for example, if regulatory commissions don't get involved, right? Could we see more like the Reddit community or people doing due diligence to back up products? And then that can be a whole nother even space for crypto to merge into.
I don't understand. You're asking. Can you repeat?
Like we're talking about these products, right? Like you talked about Elongate and how
Oh
they're
yeah, yeah,
raising all this
exactly.
money, right? Could there be maybe some sense made from this madness, right? And something good could come out, like as a way to fund projects, valid projects.
I mean, I hope so, but this stuff is getting crazy. Like if you go look at some smaller subreddits, like crypto moonshots, literally everything is a fork. It's like cat token, poodle token, like Safemoon, Elon, Tesla coin. Everything is like every day some random kid in their basement is trying to mint a new coin and become a millionaire. Like no joke. It's just, and that's why I want to ask you guys, like, what do you think will happen to Safemoon in like a year? Because I was betting someone that Safemoon is going to lose 99% of its value within the next 365 days. And they're saying, no way, no way. But I'm like, well, I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see. And I bet them near like the recent highs. So just for the context of when I bet that. But I'm pretty confident. I'm extremely confident it will never be listed on Coinbase. That's like Elongate being listed on Coinbase, okay? It's not going to happen. And then the second thing is I'm saying that it's going to drop 99% in value within 1 year. And I mean, not only that, right? I mean, a lot of other more legit projects may also drop 99%. So I'm not saying that only Safemoon is going to drop and nothing else is going to drop, just to clarify.
But you say Coinbase, right? Not Binance.
Yeah, I said Coinbase. It's not going to list it, but people are.
Right.
Anyways, that's it for Safemoon for now, folks. Thank you for tuning in. We got a lot of people here today. We do these streams every weekend. Got me, Kevin, Adrian, and Mario, one of our longtime viewers and listeners here. And we just finished Ethereum first, Safemoon second, and now I want to touch a little bit on Tether. And let me just bring up the article real quick, and then a tweet as well. Just give me a second while I bring that up. Okay. Okie dokie. So here it is. Okay, Coinbase lists controversial USDT Tether on Coinbase Pro. This was really, really, really big news. Really big news. Because you know how there's all this Tether FUD. People hate Tether. And just they're saying it's not legit. It's used to pump up the price of Bitcoin. And it's not on it. One big complaint is that it's only on like overseas unregulated exchanges like Binance, and not on legitimate like Western regulated SEC regulated exchanges, except Kraken. Except for Kraken. Kraken was the one place that they had a Tether and US dollar bridge. The only regulated place that had that. And people were saying like, Tether's bridge is like the thread holding together this whole space, because if that cracks, everything drops, Bitcoin's dead, blah, blah, blah. But lo and behold, Coinbase announced that it would let enabled trading and transfers for USDT Tether ASAP. And that was enormous news, because in my opinion, that means rest in peace Tether FUD forever and ever. I mean, people are still going to try to FUD Tether. But here's the thing, though. Coinbase has dozens and dozens and dozens of lawyers and a huge compliance team. They're probably the most compliant company like in the fintech space, in the financial financial company space. They pay millions of dollars per year on lawyers. They have a huge team of like the biggest and best names out there. They're not going to do this without fully vetting it. Okay, that's just the reality.
Did Coinbase list Ripple?
They did, but they took it off out of safety.
So they consider Tether more legit than XRP.
Here's what I think. I think that they must have taken a look inside at Tether's books, because you know how Tether refused to do like an audit, right? They refused to do like a legit audit, but I'm pretty sure Coinbase was like, hey guys, we're down to list you, show us your books, and we'll sign like an NDA so we don't tell the public what's on there. They took a look and everything's good enough for them. That's my honest opinion. I don't know if that's true or not, but I think that's, given the facts and how Coinbase is really compliant and has so many fancy lawyers, I think that's what's happened. And someone wrote on Twitter, you remember Bitfinex, right? I don't know, you guys, in the last cycle, this was the guy who spent his life mission hating on Bitfinex and Tether. That is all he does.
Has he been active recently?
He has been active recently. He used to close his account down so we couldn't read anything. But someone on Twitter wrote something funny. He's like, Bitfinex is bit finished. He's done for. Mm-hmm. His whole case is done for after Coinbase lists Tether, and he's still tweeting stuff trying to smear and like argue his case, but no one cares anymore. This guy should just retire. I mean, he's done. No, he should just close his account. He's bit finished. I announced it right now. He's bit finished.
That's gonna be a shit.
Say that again.
That's a new merch right there. Bit finished.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure.
Yo, and shout out to the super chat.
Oh yeah, what's going on? Oh yeah, SavePlanetEarth.com moonshots.
Yeah, they're spamming the live chat with Save Planet
The
Earth.
super chat.
It's a topic to look into next week.
Michael Sandberg, appreciate the super chat. We'll definitely look into it in a bit. And Save Planet Earth. Oh, that's the SPE they're talking about. That's the SPE they're spam. Okay, well, be sure to take a look afterwards. But right now, we have our agenda right here, right? We just talked about Tether. Last thing I want to talk about real quick for today before we wrap up is actually before that. So you know how they said that USDC was the most legitimate stablecoin, so it's going to eventually overtake Tether? Is that even true anymore? Now that Tether's legit? It's legit enough in my book. If Coinbase is legit, who am I to argue with their fancy lawyers? Legit enough in my book, maybe USDC won't overtake them anymore. Maybe that prediction is wrong now because things changed.
Things have definitely changed, yes.
Things have definitely changed. Okay.
I think they're going to keep their market share.
Yeah, that's definitely...
And then from a marketing point, right, this, lawsuit and everything that got settled, right, it gets that in their mind, right? USDT and then stablecoin. And then in a weird way, when people think stablecoin, they might think USDT. So we'll see how this lawsuit can affect that. Very interesting.
Exactly. And the last topic I want to touch on today, thank you everyone for joining us, by the way. Okay. This is the chart. Let me zoom out a bit. Coinbase on, okay, let me make this the 1 hours. This is Coinbase's chart.
John 5133 asks, when will USDT be available to purchase on Coinbase? Is any date being given?
Not that I know of. Maybe like in a week or two. Usually it happens pretty fast afterwards. But okay. This is a chart of Coinbase stock. Adrian and I have been taking a look ever since it launched back here. First day was fun. But look at this downtrend. Now it closed at 291.60 in Friday. Wow. So remember, a little bit of context here for you all following Coinbase stock. NASDAQ, okay, so before the IPO, it was trading on like FTX at like $630 per share, some insane number. And then NASDAQ came in and gave it a reference price of $250. So on opening day, it shot up to like 400. Let me give you the exact number. Look at this, 428. It shot up to 428 and dropped down massively to like low 300s. And then went up a bit, down a bit, up a bit, down a bit. And now it's at 290, under 300, which was honestly surprising to me. But I know Adrian was saying that it's probably good strategy to see if any IPO drops down to 50% of its opening price or high, I guess, the high price before buying in. So that's 430 divided by 2. It's like 215. 215, exactly. So will it get there? I doubt it. That's a really low market cap. And they made profits. Let's not forget, they were extremely profitable. That's a very low market cap. I don't see it happening, especially since it's also surprising because it looks like Coinbase tracks the price of Bitcoin a little bit rather than the price of like, I mean, Bitcoin has been like correcting too, and then Coinbase as well. It's like roughly correlated. Whereas if you look at,
well, we're going to see that as soon as Bitcoin starts trending up again, right?
Exactly. On the meanwhile, if you look at NASDAQ, it's still like sideways per se, but not as down, not that like steady down as Coinbase necessarily. So it's not necessarily, we don't have that much data yet, but it looks like Coinbase stock is a little bit more correlated than Bitcoin price than with the rest of its NASDAQ peers is how I'm seeing it.
Yeah, but it's really a bit too soon to really tell.
Here's my personal play though. I have just some call options and some just SPY shares. And S&P it's pretty much near all-time highs. So if I can earn a lot on my SPY shares and call options, I'm going to swing some of that to buy Coinbase, especially if Coinbase drops lower. Like if Coinbase gets to the 250, which was its reference price, I think that's a screaming buy, to be honest, personally speaking.
Yeah, then you're not going to take your chances.
A screaming buy. All right, so that was our agenda today. Let's take a look at its live chat real quick. And if you guys have any,
all about Save Planet Earth, so
it's about Save Planet Earth.
I'm wondering if there isn't more buzz about Save Planet Earth than about Safemoon at the moment.
Wow, Save Planet Earth. Okay, yeah. Is this a new Safemoon thing? Like, come on, guys. Like, I thought you guys like Safemoon. Well, now y'all like Save Planet Earth instead. Wow.
Apparently, we're too slow with the.
Any final thoughts and comments? Thank you guys for joining us. I'm definitely going to enact a slow mode so we don't get like 50 spams about SPE, though I know y'all are very passionate about that. But it's too much. It's too much, folks. Anyways, thank you all for. Yeah, go ahead, Mario.
Okay, just one last question. So going back to Coinbase stock, right? Besides news of Bitcoin, is there anything internally that the company can do that can affect its stock price? You know, besides like enacting other cryptocurrencies or adding any features to their website, like if they start offering loans or any type of financial service. What are your thoughts on what can Coinbase as a company do to contribute to their stock price besides relying on Bitcoin price?
I mean, yeah, I mean, Bitcoin price is honestly the biggest thing right now because that affects their fees and revenue. But I think if they do add other services and products like institutional services that make a lot of revenue, and they announce that on their like Wall Street like earnings calls and things like that, that could affect its price. That could make it a more great financially sound company to invest in. Definitely.
Okay. Adrian?
Yeah, that could have some impact, but still the price and trading volumes will be most important for people to estimate the value of Coinbase because yeah, like 91% of their revenue comes from retail traders. So trading volume is the most important thing, and as long price goes up, we can yeah, people will expect more trading volume at Coinbase. Price of Bitcoin going down, it's probably going to leak all traders away from the crypto market like it did last bear market as well. Like Coinbase lost something like 80% of their revenue during in 2018. So
Yeah. Anyways, I want to give a quick shout out. Brad Becker, I missed your first message. CNFI is the first crypto credit card, 30 million market cap. Definitely have to check that out. Thank you, Brad Becker, for the super chats. And the second one was Michael Samber. Thank you for that. I'm definitely curious about SPE, though getting like 50 people to spam the crap out of it isn't really enticing either. It only takes like a
trust
couple people. A super chat is nice. But anyways, that's it, folks. Thank you for joining us today. Hope you like, subscribe, catch us next weekend as well.